If your identity isn't shoppable, you don't exist. If you can't downsize your personality to 4 letters, 2 types, or 1 number, then simply put, you don't have a personality. The thing about these typing systems is that you can't opt out. You can't say, this doesn't reflect me, because by its design, everyone is meant to be in these binary categories. You may not feel that you fit into the system, but the system has to include you. If your face isn't geometrically perfect, fitting into the golden ratio, and having the pre-approved scientific angles and proportions, then you're not beautiful. All of these things are a kind of eugenicized capitalism, where social Darwinism meets consumerism. You can fake genetic fitness through cosmetic procedures, by buying indicators, markers, and cues of things like fertility. If you pass such an assessment, then you are considered a high-value woman and maybe have a chance at scaling the class lines. If you can downsize your personality to stringent types that don't overlap, then you can be predictable to corporate America. If your preferences, likes and dislikes, and even desires can be filled on a multiple-choice test, then you can be classified. Such personality tests and even IQ measurements are meant to assort you into a category societally. If you're going to be a lower-class manual laborer, or if you're going to be part of the intelligentsia. And finally, we arrive at shopping your identity. If you can have specific clothing that marks you as a certain status in society, then you are also predictable. In so many words, it reinforces that in society, there are desirables and undesirables. And if you are an undesirable, then that means that you either need to fix yourself, or if you can't, you are genetically unfit. Now, society has many ways of dealing with people they consider undesirable. Perhaps they may shuffle through the carceral carousel, as Foucault calls it, the school-to-prison pipeline, or perhaps it's working an unskilled job, which, ironically, requires a lot more intelligence and precision than many desk jobs. But the real secret is, every society needs an undesirable class in order to function, because otherwise, if everyone is genetically fit and essentially perfect, then there's no one to blame when things go awry politically. The truth is, according to social Darwinism, the masses ultimately lose. And with this eugenicized capitalism we're seeing increasingly infiltrating society, one of the biggest champions of it being Elon Musk himself. But anyway, the truth is people aren't binary. We are overlapping, intersecting, and in many ways, nothing at all. You can never say humanity is blank because you will always find an exception to any pronouncement you make. And if your identity is shoppable, if you can self-select into certain categories having a specific aesthetic, then you are all the more profitable to people when they see, where to sort you on the food chain. We can see from this person's purchasing history that they like designer labels. Therefore, we can determine that this person might do anything to get into certain social settings. They are transactional, ruthless, and social climbing, and they filter you into that category. Because remember, all of this stuff, aesthetics, it's faking, just like cosmetic procedures. So if we see from your Pinterest search history that you are interested in dark academia, we can see that you're trying to be a pseudo-intellectual. We can manipulate you into buying certain things so the people at the top of the capitalistic food chain can profit off of where you rank socially. It is aspirational self-selection to see where you would like to be, but the truth is most of us are just cosplaying any kind of societal role at any given time, because most of us don't live aesthetic lives, most of us can't afford plastic surgery, so we consume it through content. But you're not expressing yourself, you're just trying to prove that you're fit.